Nah, it should work now. Okay, let's see. Let's see if this works. Good morning, ahoy, and welcome 2020 or 2020, which sounds very silly, doesn't it? Welcome aboard. We're gonna start into the new year with a lot of talking, especially about games, also about the stream and the future of the stream, and the future of gaming, and the future of the games that we like, and the games that are coming our way in the future. So yeah, welcome to that. Hey Chris, hey Magnum, welcome. Happy New Year to you guys as well. Welcome aboard. As you can see, we've got my desktop in the background, and it's not the usual backlog challenge backdrop, and there's a reason for it. The reason is mainly that we will watch the videos on the other PC because most of them I collected here. I prepared a list of games that I'm interested in. It's like old school on paper. That we can check out. We will watch some videos and adjust our expectations towards some games, I think. And I'll have coffee. So if you don't have a beverage yet, get one. You should get one. Second cup of coffee. Very necessary. I did sleep, but not too much. So, gaming in 2020, what does that mean? Does that mean 8K service game that is cloud-based and available on any of my multiple devices that I have? Or is gaming 2020 going to stay roughly the same? Since we are able to pick what we want and don't do the other stuff that we don't want. And is maybe 2020 the year where we stop complaining about things that we don't like and instead start enjoying things that we do like? And that would be good. I can definitely get better at it. And I hope to make that the... Holy desktop! Hey, Banjo, welcome. Good to have you aboard. I tried to make that the baseline of the stream. Stay positive. Look at the good things. Look at what you like. Focus on enjoying things. Because I mean, we're talking about games. We're not talking about we're all having the hardest job in the world, so we can sort of complain about it because it's hard. We got a favorite hobby. I made it my job. I'm trying to make it my job, or to keep it being my job. And it would be nasty if we just would complain all the time about things, right? I'm really good at it. I can do it. I'm really good at it. It's like I studied it. But I thought, well, maybe, you know, if I focus my streams a bit more on that, we might get there. We might just get there together as a community, you know? As small a community as it is at the moment, it might just grow. And I want to grow it into something that, can you say proliferate? Enjoying things? No, proliferate is something else. Sometimes I'm missing words. I need more words in my head. As you can see, I've got some games picked up here. I know next to nothing about those, but they look interesting. Right? On top of that, I've got this one. Last Epoch has been moved to the later part of this new year. Wasteland 3 and New World. Amazon Games is doing something that is not, hopefully not, a battle royale in the end. So those are the ones that I picked that I want to look at. Hellpoint, Iron Danger, Last Epoch, Wasteland 3 and New World. And now you guys come in because I would love you guys to have the ability to pitch your game in. What are you looking for in 2020? What's interesting? What game do you have your eyes on? Or what are you waiting for? Or just let us know which games you still play in 2020, although you started maybe a lot earlier. Like your favorite things. And just share them in chat, and we'll pick up some something about those games as well. I'd like you to join in. I'll start off though by putting a video on that is from Iron Danger, as you can probably not read because it's too small. Iron Danger is a tactical combat game with a unique time manipulation mechanic. A never-before-seen combination that combines the tactical depth of turn-based games with the exciting action of real-time games. And that's a trap that Daedalic Games stepped into, Daedalic Entertainment. We have seen that. And it was free on the Epic Store? No, on GOG. It was free on GOG for a bit. Tower of Time did it. I mean, it does not stop them from promoting their own idea. And we will have now, we've got to look at it because Iron Danger does something similar, but something fun as well. So I'm probably going to have to fine tune the volumes. I've got a limiter in, but I still will be fine tuning the volumes. So here goes. Oi, full screen. Why is this not a full screen? Give me full screen. Seriously. That's in engine. It's not cinematic. That's what we get. Yeah, just they shouldn't do that. Don't put reviews in the middle of your game. But what's so unique about it? Tell us. Tell us. So, just, it's called a teaser for a reason, right? Nothing moved. Nothing moved. When I looked at the game, I was like, what? How's that going to work out? They have a time manipulation mechanic in the game, or concept. And we've got a proof of concept trailer here that hopefully shows off what they actually do. Let's have a look at it. Hopefully. So I endanger the game, right? They've got a time manipulation effect in the game. Let's see if they give us more. I've seen gameplay. I just need to find it. The trick is you don't you don't slow down time like in Tower of Time, but you can stop it or pause it and go 4 seconds back and 4 seconds into the future. Let's see gameplay. Three months ago. That sounds good. Right. So this is beta testing. It's early. Do you see what happens down there? They go backwards. And then they reevaluate their options. Right? So, basically... Oh, wait, stop it. I can't pause the video. Basically, yeah, the video is something that is probably going to be cinematic trailer stuff, which is cool, right? But this is actual gameplay, and you see in the bottom. Let me just stop moving the mouse for a bit. Oi, YouTube, go away. Well, down there you see the different beats, right? I think that's actions. Move. There's a move action here. There's a boot. That's a sprint action with a green boot, and then damage, and a death down there. And you basically you go into the mission. You can play it in real time. Yeah, a bit, Chris. That is not completely wrong to compare it to Music Maker, because in Music Maker you have these different audio tracks, and you put music bits in and effects, and you build layers, and it's similar. Let's run it a bit. So you can choose direction of where's the character looking at. You know, when you give a move command, you can say, okay, look north, look south. Seamlessly switch between the characters, and then you just try to get them all out of the situation or into the combat. In this case, they are really trying to get away without getting killed. Right, so that is the core concept of the game. The world that they create around it, on top of the cool concept, is a pretty nice one, I think. As we could see in that cinematic trailer, it's probably about robots, and it has magic in it. And it's combat focused, but it's story based. So in that regard, it's a lot like Tower of Time. And then again, it's not. Tower of Time was a rather classic storytelling experience with very nice twists on the role playing genre. Some very cool ideas. And this game does something similar, but it is unique in its own regard. So they going back to the advertisement they did. Advertisement? How do you pronounce that? I only always say ad. That's how I find out how to pronounce stuff.
Advertisement.
Advertisement, see? Now I know. Advertisement. They did here. Never before seen combination. Okay. Similar to other ideas, but it is unique in its own right. So Iron Danger is a game that I will have my eye on. The one without the eye patch. And it is something that I will probably enjoy a lot. Because the concept is cool and the setting is very much not overused. Interestingly, there's another game that has a similar name. Do I have it here? No. Do I have it here? Yes, I do. Okay. I worked on both PCs to collect the list of games, so I'm going to show you. Do we get an official?
Peggy 18.
So watch your pants.
We were all busy with our own small lives. Didn't know what went on in secret. Didn't see the war coming. They said the war would be won within months. An adventure, promising pride and honor. In the end, it would be 5 years. Years of torment and horror, like the world had never seen before. The Great War, that was supposed to end all wars, is over. While in secret, the seed is sown for the next war. But this time, we're vigilant, and we'll fight.
Similar name. Happy New Year, Chaos. Welcome aboard. Happy 2020 to you. Let's stop that. Let's get off that full screen. So, we've got Iron Danger and Iron Harvest, two very different games with a similar name and a similar setting. Similar in the broadest sense, but it's probably not coincidence that both games are going to be released this year. Because I think studios are looking for new settings. It's hard to sell yet another time manipulation fantasy tactical game, right? We've got Tower of Time, and you can't just do it in a similar way. And going sci-fi is somehow not a default move by game studios. I need more science fiction based universes, right? I don't want more fantasy. All we get is more steampunk. I don't mind that, actually. No, I think it's a clever move to leave the heavy trodden path. Okay, do you say that? Yeah. The many games we already have that are in a fantasy setting of some kind. It's cool if someone decides to, okay, let's go for robots. World War II, yeah. There's war games. And this Iron Harvest is, if I understand it correctly, it's based on the First World War, but it's an alternate history where there are robots or mechs. It's mechanoid warfare. Iron Harvest is not a game that I will keep my eyes on too closely because it's a strategy. I think it's a real-time strategy game. It might be turn-based. Let's find that out before we claim anything else. Grey Shot Productions. King Art Games. Deep Silver. Hey Portrix! Happy New Year to you. Welcome aboard. Single player. We have gameplay, right? Yeah, we've got gameplay.
Yeah. Party. Best day ever. Party. So much party. Party till you drop. Say it again. Yeah.
Sid, Happy New Year. Welcome aboard. Good to see you. Join us. We're just discussing how robots make interesting settings or not. Iron Harvest will be real-time strategy robots in the First World War alternate history. Yeah, I think Deep Silver is behind it, and it's based on a board game. Oh, look at that! I thought Scythe was the one that did that. Scythe is a board game that has a World War-like setting and robots. So 2020 might be the year of the robot, the year where the mechs return. MechWarrior 5 just has been released. Scythe and Iron Harvest look very similar. Very similar. Right? So it's a Polish developer behind it. Ah, cool. It's not the kind of game that I get too interested in, but it's definitely cool to see some new settings. Right? With Iron Danger, we have the robots coming in. We've got them with MechWarrior 5. We've got them with Iron Harvest, and I guess Generation Zero is still going. However much I was hurt by by the AI bugs not being fixed last time I played, but it's still going, and I think the team behind it is going to keep working on it. It's a passion project. They should have made it a priority project. It's at the time of the robot. Beep beep beep. So yeah, those settings seem to be something that at least some developers are trying to get into, which I think is not bad for us to get some new things next to the regular World War. Did they crash their servers? Oh boy. I read a lot of different things. See, let's stick to MechWarrior 5. Since we are talking the mech. See, that's what people do in YouTube. It's a bit shit. They could have done... see, it's probably not the perfect game, but look at this cool stuff. Obviously, it's pulling in the views. People are interested in it. And I should maybe set it to English so you can see the more fun stuff in the titles. I can't even see an official, the opening cinematic. Nah. Let's find out. MechWarrior 5 trailer. That's 2018. Do we have a more recent one? No. So the opening cinematic / trailer has been released, and that's what we get for now. Single player action trailer, 15 minutes of gameplay. Pre-alpha footage launch trailer. That's what I want. Yeah, clickbait. Clickbait is a word for it. It's a word for it. I call it slander. I think slander is the word. Let's see. Is that the right word? Yes, slander.
Slander.
Slander, even, with an R instead of an A. We learn all about pronunciation today. We do that next to the rest. And isn't she cute? There you go. So MechWarrior, here you go. The year is 3015. Okay. Hey Krebs, welcome back. Good to see you. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Welcome to We Talk About Games. The MechWarrior 5 servers are yo-yoing. Okay. Yeah, they'll probably get their hands on it and fix it. If you see this kind of trailer, right? Let's not look at the horrible things in YouTube. Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk is not about mechs, though, is it? We will talk about Cyberpunk, but first we're gonna cover the mech. The Battle Mech robot thing, because I started the stream today with showing a trailer of Iron Danger, which is a time manipulation story-driven tactical game where you can pause the game and then you can go 4 seconds back and 4 seconds into the future and try to even the odds against the enemies and try to get out of sticky situations like that. Tower of Time had a similar approach with slowing time down a bit. But in this, you can actually go back. So if you shoot an explosive barrel and it blows up the wrong person, you can go back and do something different. And that's a concept that we will see in Iron Danger, which has a setting that is built around magic and robots, which I think is really cool. And from that, we went to Iron Harvest, which is a World War setting in alternate history with robots and battle mechs, and then we went to MechWarrior 5. And if you see this trailer, right, that looks like a cool game. I mean, that is last MechWarrior game I played was MechWarrior 3, and I'm not counting BattleTech because that's a different kind of game. MechWarrior 3, where you were controlling the mech directly and you were blowing the hell out of other mechs, right? That was the fun about it. And if I see a trailer like that, I want to play it. Because battle robots are fun. So I might just have a look at MechWarrior later this year if they iron out the kinks that are still in the mix, apparently. Yeah, no, don't be sorry, Cribs. I just did a short catch-up because some people joined right now. Hawken. Oh, Hawken was good. I think, well, not good maybe, but fun. I think Hawken was fun. Of course, I want them to sell me on the feeling. I think they nailed it in the MechWarrior trailer. You copy YouTube, guys. Care for what you do. Don't copy YouTube. So the negative stuff. You didn't get the introduction though. So I'm going to repeat the introduction. Let's make 2020 a year where we try to talk about the things that we like, what we enjoy, or a change, just to see if it's possible. Yeah, I mean, it's not about not saying what you don't like. It's so easy, and I'm talking about me here. It's so easy to get into this ocean of, oh, this is not what I want. Because there are so many things presented to us, and as a person, you usually have a very specific taste for food, games, movies, books, and so on. So the obvious reaction to a lot of things is, I don't like it. And there are a few bits that you like. And in news, in gaming news, and so on, they try to cover this broad, very broad mountain of stuff and sort things out. And some places where you can get information have a tendency to be, however sarcastic and fun they mean it, very negative. I think it's sort of fun sometimes. I like to complain. It's not that I don't enjoy it, but I think it doesn't help us find the things that we like, and that's what I try to do on my streams. I try to find things that I like. I try to find or show you games that I think are interesting or worth a look. Of course, you don't have to agree, and you can just say, okay, why the hell did you pick that one? It's like, that's boring. Yeah, you might be right. Probably boring or weird or odd or a kid's game. Like, I did say that, right? The other day I said it's a kid's game. Oops. You didn't derail any discussion. No. It's all good. Steel Battalion. No. It's exactly the discussion, Sid. It's not, you're not derailing it. It's about finding a way for ourselves to refocus on how do I find out if I like something. And it might be that you have to get rid of the, how do you say that in English? The chaff? Is that it? Chaff? Chaff? Chaff. To just find the diamonds in you know, or not, maybe not the diamonds, but the shiny things. And sometimes you need to just look at stuff and say, no, that's not mine. And that's absolutely fine. It's not about being positive towards all the things, because that's not how humans work. But as a streamer and as a person, I think it's much more effective actually if we focus on the good things. It's so hard to do because the brain tells you to just talk about the conflict. So I had an issue with this and that game, or I saw this streamer play this and that, and it was like, right? It's an emotion that comes out more easily. It happens. It just is nothing I can ever stop, nor that I want it to stop. But I will try to, by continuing to find games like I Am Danger that might be something. And obviously, I leave out a lot of games. I mean, I went through this list here. It's a German gaming homepage, and I went through this list, and 80% of this is trash. If you ask me, not all of it, but most of it. It's not for me. And I could talk about that for an hour or two, or I show you I Am Danger. That's just it. It's not more. It's not super. I'm not super intense about it or anything. It's just that I would like to try it as a community. You know, I'm trying to be better at it, and then maybe you guys follow up, and it might just work. So you can always come in here. Still, discussing things is okay to a point, but what are they doing in Wasteland 3? Sorry, no. So that was mech games, right? Let me just quickly catch up with chat. Google Steel Battalion controller. What's that? Is it like a 20 kilogram real life robot controller? Oh, Oh, it's like in a Mac where you have like gear shifting and such. Yeah, I know, Krebs, right? It's Roller Champions. I didn't even click on that. It says Transport on it. That's not for me. It's just no, thank you. But yeah, it's just okay to just leave it. It's one ugly controller. It depends on the chaff, really. Oh yeah, I saw the question earlier, Krebs. Mac, no. It's just a thing. Just a thing that might happen in 2020 a lot because it's a setting for games that is not overused yet. I think some developers noticed that. Let's look at the trailer for Wasteland 3. Can we watch that on YouTube, please? Wasteland 3. So might be spoilers. I'm not sure. Be careful.
Hello everyone out there in the wasteland. On today's show I want to talk to you about our world.
I must have dreamed 1,000 dreams.
The world you see now is a very scary place.
Haunted by a million screams.
Democracy, equality, and freedom all died when the bombs fell,
I still
and we've been walking on their ashes ever since.
burning into the night.
Especially here in Colorado.
There's too many men, too many people making too many problems.
The three children of our patriarch are even more ruthless than he is.
Much love to go around.
We live in a society built on violence,
Can't you see this is the land of confusion?
but it wasn't always like this. Over 100 years ago, everything was different. I believe we can get back there if we fight this oppression. If we are fearless against the evils of the world, we can be everything we were in 1987.
This is the world we live in. This is the world we
That's our show for the day. Tune in tomorrow, and we're going to talk about the dangers of cannibalism.
Can't you see this is the land of confusion?
The end has just begun. So, Wasteland 2 with snow. I guess not. But that is definitely definitely something I didn't expect from inXile after Wasteland 2. Wasteland 2 has been released after a successful Kickstarter campaign with too many bugs and glitches in a game that was heavily story-driven and text-based mostly, with lots of combat in between that was quite challenging and fun mostly. So this looked completely different, right? Story-driven co-op. Tactical, strategic combat. What? What? Co-op? It nearly looked like the trailer for MechWarrior for a bit. So, yeah, the dangers of cannibalism. What cannabisism? Yeah, it chills the hell out of everyone. Yes, they had co-op capability in their campaigns. That's correct. But I didn't expect Wasteland to go into into a combat focus like that, on top of co-op being added to the mix. So it's definitely something I will watch. Right? I'll keep my eye on it. I'll wait until the first discount, probably. Not mainly to save money, but to give them enough time to iron out the bugs that will probably be in the release. I mean... Hey, Kaya-san, welcome. Happy New Year, Happy New Decade, Happy New Wednesday? Tuesday? Is it Wednesday? Oh my god, it's Wednesday. Welcome, Kaya-san, welcome. So, yeah, it's just, I'm being careful with Wasteland 3, because Wasteland 2, I did back on Kickstarter, because I really like the concept, I really like the idea, and I ended up liking the game. But I had to wait for a bit until it was playable. So I'm going to wait for a bit until Wasteland 3 is in a playable state for me. But yeah, it's a game that I will keep my eye on. So that is something that I was meaning to, something I meant to share with you guys. Maybe keep an eye on Wasteland 3 if that's your sort of thing, right? If that's the kind of game that you might enjoy. It's probably good to not compare it too much to Divine Divinity Original Sin, because that is a brilliant game. It's nearly a work of art. It's so good that if you start comparing it to Wasteland 3 will probably lose. But if you don't compare it directly and just take Wasteland 3 for a continuation of a franchise that deserves to be continued, it might just be good. Release is nailed down May 19th. So soonish, right? It's not end of the year. Yeah, I got the differentiation creeps, not cannibalism, but cannabisism. it's that day that's longer than one day. So yeah, that is Wasteland 3, which leads me to a game that is not coming out in April or May, but much later this year. If we go to the announcements page of Last Epoch, the updated launch window. We decided to move the launch window to Q4 of 2020. That is something I rarely see developers, especially on Kickstarter, do with that much confidence. They explained at length for an announcement in the forum, and longer to the Kickstarter backers, why they do it. Last Epoch, right? It has so much potential, and I have to say I'm so happy that they decided to give themselves more time. Half-baked and launching right after Lords of Mayhem might not have done any good to Last Epoch, and taking some time, and they did change some things, and they did realize that it needs more work. I think it's clever to do it. I hope they survive it as a studio, because sometimes people don't deal well with delayed releases, at the same time claiming they don't want bugs in their games. So you can't make it right for all of them, right? I as a customer always wait. I prefer to wait over getting bugs. If I get both, I'm grumpy. So that happens. Yeah, Last Epoch is amazing. Oh, Poetrix. Is it? Let's see. Is it just another? Let's see if it's just another. So, Portrix, not to say you're wrong, but if you see a sports game about football and there's another sports game about football, do you say it's just another football game? Of course you do, because it's the same thing. It's the same type of game. It can't be different by that much. You don't have to like it, but it's if you compare different games from one genre, they all have to be comparable. Otherwise, they're probably not from the same genre, right? So I think expecting every game to be the new paradise of we have never seen it before. I think that the market of games is so satiated with games. The number of games coming out is insane. If I follow 3 different dedicated homepages to new games with trailers, reviews, and such, I still miss out on probably 20 or 30% of the games being released because it's impossible to cover the amount, right? So what they do is they filter out the chaff from the diamonds. let's make that a thing, and it has to stay. In terms of transporting information, you need words like genre names, right? You need them to communicate what is probably going to be about approximately, if you want to know exactly what it's going to be about. Usually you need to look at it yourself and form an opinion. At first glance, of course, it looks like Diablo and Grim Dawn and Path of Exile, and you see all sorts of things that you already know in the game, but still, the game in itself is something new. You can't go without what's it called? Impressions from other games, unless you're the first one doing it. And there's always discussion about what's the first hack and slash. What's the first, I don't know, to pick a different genre, what's the first platformer? What's the first Metroid? Oh, wait, Metroid, right? So I see that you see just another action role-playing game there, but I think it's not fair to just leave it at that. Because they surely tried to make an interesting game as opposed to Warhammer Chaos Bane. And that's my opinion now. This is not me. Yeah. That's okay. You don't need to like it. Chris, stop typing with your feet. I'm German. I can be confused with football and soccer. You guys need to sort it out. I'm not going to discuss genres with you guys, since I think that's pointless. Because for what I just said, it's an approximation. It's a framework that you yourself, each of us, puts information in. So I realized that last time I was trying to talk about hack and slash and action role-playing games. It went completely sideways because you guys were thinking of other games than I was. So the genre description was not precise enough for the topic I wanted to discuss, right? So I'm not going to discuss genres. What I mean to say is, if you look at everything that comes out and it's just another X, Y, Z, then there's no excitement in it for you. That's a pity. That is really a pity. I'm excited about Last Epoch because it comes with some fresh ideas. It takes impressions from the right games. And we will have to see if it comes out as a fantasy setting, action role-playing game with a hack and slash focus and loot mechanics that is still interesting. I think it can be because the skill system it pulls off is super cool. It does something that the other games didn't do. And I think that the time frame that it sets is probably interesting. What they need to do, and that's why they delayed the release, is they need to polish it. You can see it in the trailer, right? It looks a bit unfinished, a bit like there's color missing, sounds are missing. It's an early-ish trailer, so Poetrix, you might end up being right in the end, but just give it a chance before it's released. We don't know yet. Give it a chance. You might be surprised. Sorry guys, I'm losing chat because I keep talking too much. I'm sorry. Hey Wolf, so welcome. Happy New Year. How are you doing, Wolfie? Good to have you aboard. I'm gonna come to Lords of Mayhem in a bit, Krebs. I didn't overlook that. You're not gonna get banned for American and or other footballs. Yeah, Lords of Mayhem is changing a lot, which is super brave in a different way. Like last Epoch, they are brave because they delay their game so much, and Lords of Mayhem went. When I look at the first alpha stages of it, it completely turned around. Nearly completely turned around. It's like nearly like a different genre. Football. The hand-eye game. Genre and setting. Yes. I agree with you on the fantasy is a setting and football is a setting. Yeah, maybe. Depends on how many different football games there are. We would have to put Blood Bowl in. Now, you're right, of course. You're right. Benja, you're looking through a list of games due to be released 2020. There's nothing there that interests you. Yet. Chris, you did like Path of Exile, but it's gotten overcomplicated. It's... You know, I'm doing on Sunday this week. I'm doing a second episode of how to enjoy Path of Exile without having studied it. Join us. I'm going to start in the evening, around 6 p.m. Central European time. It's the second. I did call it a tutorial last time I streamed. That was a mistake. But basically, I'm showing you how to play through the game with a different approach. Sort of how I play it, sort of. Bit more explaining and very slow progress, which might just stay like it is. But I'm trying to show what the game offers if you try to approach it from the side or from another side. Because I think Path of Exile is a brilliant game. For many reasons, and it gets overlooked sometimes because the dominant content about Path of Exile is focused on fast, efficient, flashy stuff. Obviously, because that is exciting and a lot of people like it. But sometimes it seems a bit elitist already. And I want to show that it's very playable for everyone, but you might just need to try to approach it differently to get satisfaction out of it or entertainment. It's no guarantee. You might end up still saying, nah, I don't want it. So yeah, do join me on that if you want. And you might end up still thinking, nah, it's too complicated. That's not what I want from a game, and that's completely fine, and probable because it is a complicated game. But I will try to just compartmentalize it. Let's put it in little boxes. I can do the same with Grim Dawn at some point, I think. Blizzard is to blame. I always blame Blizzard for all things. My coffee was not hot enough today. What did Blizzard do? The poor guys. Yeah, well, success is to be copied, right? I think I quoted Picasso already last week. Great artists copy. Steal, even. He did say steal. Good artists work. Great artists copy. / steal. I understand in both cases if we take World of Warcraft and Diablo 1. Let's take Diablo 1. Both games were pretty much the first games that reached a lot of people in a genre. Like a mass market for multi-user dungeons, yes. The multi-user dungeons, though, they were never a mass thing. They are super fun. I don't know, Mikhails, you know Xilomere, right? It's the core part of role playing, because you actually play a role. It's a text-based role playing game, massive multiplayer, text-based. And World of Warcraft did manage to put so many people in the front row of actually realizing, oh, there's something like that out there that I can play. That's cool. It was accessible. It was colorful, and you know, you could get a lot of people interested. Diablo was a bit different. Diablo 1 was still niche, I think. Right? So it's still very specific basement dwelling. Nah, I'm kidding. The target audience for Diablo 1 was still pretty specific, but it reached a lot of people. It came out hugely successful. Of course they want to copy it. You don't look at the chaff and see, oh yeah, I want more chaff. I want more diamonds, bloody hell. I want the good stuff. I want the shinies. And some people end up copying the good ideas. Other people end up copying just the looks. And then there's developers who pick up on the idea and the looks and make something of their own out of it, which I think is brilliant. That's how culture works. It's the perpetual recreation of the wheel that makes it very, very good. It makes it possible that we have Forza 4 Horizon, where we can have racing wheels on our cars or not, because it has been so recreated so many times that it nearly stinks how good it has become. So I think it's not only a bad thing. I mean, imagine we would still have to play Diablo 1. Good thing it was developed further. But yeah, it's still Diablo in it, of course. If you go back far enough, it's probably still writing in it. You know what I mean? The ideas are not bad because they are reiterated. The creativity is usually moving the things forward. Usually, not always. There's bad stuff out there that we don't need to play or don't want. Yeah. What do we get for Badger that he will enjoy? So he has to spend some money on games in 2020. Resident Evil 3. Aha. Neo 2. There we go. See? I'll get you guys. We're gonna do this again in half a year. And then was like, oh, okay, I just found like 15 games. Damn it. That's how my backlog exists. It's like, this is interesting. That's a cool idea. This has been done. And now we're getting into a time where you get the remaster of this, remaster of that, remaster of this, remaster of that. I have to say, I'm a victim of finding that cool. It's like, oh, Age of Empires remaster. That's interesting. Well, actually, it's not super interesting because that genre has been remade so many times. I could just play StarCraft or Warcraft 3. Oh, that's getting a remaster. See? You've played Path of Exile for around about 3,000 hours, but you burn out quick. The game has the tendency to do that for a reason. Ah, content for games you already own. Yeah. Yeah. That might happen. Planet Zoo will no doubt release more animal DLCs. Right. As they should. As they should. If a new player comes to Path of Exile with no outside info, they would be super screwed. I disagree. I disagree. We discussed that on Sunday, though, if that's all right, Krebs. If you because I'd like to get into that with you, into that topic. Challenged, yes. Screwed, no. No. But I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. Path of Exile is like has a high threshold to enter. You jump before you walk, sort of thing. That's what it feels like for many people. Grim Dawn seems really complicated. It has a lot of resistances. Have you found the tertiary resistances yet? Primary, secondary, there are tertiary resistances. And it shows that it comes from pen and paper role-playing games where people roll dice for hours upon hours and make notes in the, like, yeah, right? Still no idea what some enemies' weaknesses and such are. Yes, Grim Dawn has some issues. It's something about the resistances seems to be trial and error. If you take a lot of time to look at stuff, it's not trial and error, but it's still hard to figure out. But if you do not focus too much on that and instead just go by gut feeling, you meet a new type of enemy and suddenly you don't do any damage, which tells you a lot of things at the same time. It might be a resistance. It might be that their defensive ability, which is not resistance, it's another mechanic, is much higher than your offensive ability. So you might just not hit. Yeah, right? So, ooh. And then you start to look through the character sheet and see all those numbers, and then it gets complicated if you want it to. But I would say a similar thing about Grim Dawn, which I said about Path of Exile. Depending on how you approach the game, that's not really a problem as such. It's not gonna stop you from enjoying the game if you don't let it become too big. But it's hard. It's hard because you pick these games up for a reason. You want to work the stats and figure out how to boost your character. And if it's too foggy, right? If you look at it, it's like, what do I? What's that number? It's like, no, go away. That's not what I want. This is the number I want. If you can't find the number you want because you figured out which number you're looking for, and you can't find it, or it's hard to get it to increase, it starts to feel like work, right? Spreadsheets in Fantasyland with blood on it. Don't let the games become spreadsheets. Don't look too deep, like the dwarves in Lord of the Rings, right? But let's get into that in detail on Sunday. I would invite you to not only discuss Path of Exile with me on Sunday, but also the like you put it, Portrix, like the other Diablos. Let's talk about that on Sunday because it's a huge topic, and I think it's one that we could use some talk about, and I could use some talk about because it's the talk about those games is dominated by loud people who know exactly what they're doing. We all could be those people, but we don't need to be. We can just try to casually have fun with the game on Sunday. I'm not stopping you guys from putting in more input on that topic in the chat. It's just I need to stop myself from talking more about it. Diablo 1 had multiplayer later. When it got released, I think it didn't have multiplayer. But you could play with more than one person later on. Activision are the bean counters. Movies with prequels. The answer is because it's interesting to see how it all came to be, isn't it? I mean, some prequels are just not well made, but in theory, I like it. Like, this is like if you read Lord of the Rings first, and then The Hobbit, and then you read The Silmarillion. It's not bad. One of the best prequels ever. Gives you so much insight, and you have to learn so many names. It's like marrying a family, really. It's horrible. Don't do it. That's just the reason. I mean, it's imagine you're a development team, right? And you got this one title out, and it was hugely successful. And then someone comes and gives you an offer. It's like, yeah, we pay you a shitload of money. You make a prequel for that. Okay. Same for movies. Hi, would you be interested in making the? I think the today's term is origin story. Which is not the worst term ever if it wouldn't be so overused. But anyway, if I would be a games developer and someone would like come to me and say, action role-playing games are so fantastically successful, from my point of view, not in fact, numbers say different, but would you like to make a prequel to Diablo? Like the what happened before the first game? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm open for that. If I mean, I think that's how they get into the idea of the creative process. Mostly it's about do you do this and I give you that much money? It's like yes or no. But I think because it's something that people/customers find interesting. Prequels. Origin story. I want the origin story of Mary Poppins, by the way. How the hell did she get her powers? American McG has to do it. Path of Exile is quite accessible for a long way into the game. Okay. Yes. I'm happy that you say that. I agree. Activision Blizzard. Yeah, of course we have to simplify the topics a bit. But I'm enjoying that you guys are getting into the topics. I like it. When I started the stream today, I said I'm going to talk about games with you today and also about my streaming plans that change a bit. But I also said, you guys let me know what games are you looking for, or what games are you waiting for, or what games are you hoping will get new content or patches. So keep the discussion up. I love it, but just also let me know because I'm in control of the ever powerful YouTube browser. Let me know what games do interest you. What do you want to see in 2020, or what's going to be released in 14 days, and you're already rubbing your hands to make gold magically appear so you can afford it. Crap drops. Yeah, crap drops. That's the thing. Diablo 2. I started a necromancer. Of course, I'm getting sorcerer's weapons, two-handed swords, druid headdresses. Brown crumbles. Oh man, brown crumbles. Rick roll. No, just be serious about those, please. Darkest Dungeon 2. Ooh. Yeah, I wish my beard would just grow where I want it to. It just grows on the rest of the... It doesn't grow up there. But thank you. Thank you. I need to take care of it a bit, I think. It's growing out. Out of shape. Can't have that. Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair is free on the Epic Store. Yes, I grabbed it already. And there was another Yooka-Laylee game on the monthly. What's it called? Humble Player Agency. Humble Choice. Yeah. Acti Blizzard. I like Acti Blizzard. So Darkest Dungeon gets a number 2. That's cool. That's cool. Is there a trailer maybe? Darkest Dungeon 2. What's Rick Roll? What to expect? No. Official. Red Hook Studios. Darkest Dungeon 2 teaser. Because if you look at YouTube and put in Darkest Dungeon 2, what to expect? No, I don't want to see that. Thank you very much. It's cool that you made the video, but I don't want to see it. I'm afraid of it.
In the howling darkness of the end, men will become monsters. But hope will ride with those courageous enough to carry the flame.
Oh, okay, cool. That's a nice teaser. That's a nice teaser. You want a number 2, Poitrix? What's the difference between a redress and a new game? 1.5 is the redress. 2 would be the new game. The voice actors getting paid would be nice if they get paid for their work. Bloody keyboard! Chris needs a new keyboard. Let's do a fundraiser. 1.5 would be basically similar looking and a few new things, but not really an update on graphics or mechanics and features. Okay, yeah. So it does share with Darkest Dungeons 1 the setting. But it needs to look better. And add new mechanics or new features. And 1.5 would be like a DLC to the existing game. Yeah. Okay. I would prefer Darkest Dungeons 2. Also. The concept of Darkest Dungeon is awesome, but they've already explored it with at least 1 DLC. I think there are even 2 or 3, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's correct. Sid, you guess it's going to be a 2. I hope so as well. Wolfsoul seems to be positive that he would love it. Atomic Heart. What's that? Oh, 2 expansions. Sorry. Okay, 2 expansions. Yeah, the Red Court and Crimson Court. Sorry, and something else. Ah, okay, cool. So, see, I didn't have that on my list, I think. Ah, very good. See, it's good that you guys are here, otherwise I would miss out on half of the cool stuff. Dungeons. Darkest Dungeons. Darkest Dungeon. I'm not... My brain wants to say Dungeons and Dragons all the time. Darkest Dungeon 2. Did they mention follow-up? They say here it's a follow-up. That's not an expansion. The Color of Madness and the Crimson Court. That was what I did before. The Danks Dungeon. Color Out of Space. Yeah, Path of Exile 2, it has to be seen how different it is. But Path of Exile 2 is something that I am very excited about because it might just get me deep into the game again. Happy New Year, BK. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. We just looked at the very short teaser for Darkest Dungeon 2. Any thoughts on the matter? Yeah, Path of Exile 2 will be exciting. Absolutely. It might just get me back into the game. And I have to say, and I'm going to repeat that on Sunday, Path of Exile has lost my attention for quite a bit, but it started getting it back now. I have approximately the same amount of hours spent in Grim Dawn and Path of Exile. On stream it doesn't feel like it, I know, but it's approximately the same. You would come back to it, Krebs, yeah? No, we will see. We will see. They shouldn't rush it. They shouldn't rush Path of Exile 2. As soon as I saw the shape-shifting, that's what sold me. Well, sold me. I'm not going to pre-order. On the idea of a new Path of Exile. Got me interested a lot. I'm not gonna Google things that you that come with a kappa or a lol. Arthur, welcome. Happy New Year. How are you doing? Path of Exile is too online oriented from you. Stay with Grim Dawn. Is Path of Exile 2 staying? Is it staying in its free-to-play model? We can't get pre-order surprise mechanics in free-to-play games. What the hell is going on, 2020? Seriously. Thank you so much, Arthur. Yeah. Yeah, of course they can't change it. It's their thing. They made it a good thing. They made it a good thing. Pre-order loot boxes. And if the Humble Choice becomes the new mainstream, we will know what we get before we open it. And it's still going to be a surprise. Because we paid for it. Or something. Yeah. The cosmetics, they are cool. Some of them. But let's not dive down into that hellhole. Let's look at Hellpoint. No, that's skipping to the end.
I remember. The flood is the lesson. They told us to follow the stars. And so with faith, we kneeled, took the shot.
Oh, big hand. Gun hand. Okay, so Cradle Games is a dark science fiction action role-playing game. In the aftermath of a massive quantum cataclysm. You only get that setting in something that's probably not as polished as you like it. Yeah, it looks a bit rough around the edges, doesn't it? I just stumbled over it in the list of released to be released games over here. Apparently it's going to be released the first quarter in 2020. What I see in this trailer, probably not. Yeah, very edgy. The Grimdarks. I mean, basically what I said earlier about the robots and the mechs being cool because it's not an overused setting anymore. It's not the 90s anymore. So we can have a re-emergence of the mech warrior and the robot dog and so on. I did say that earlier. I like more science fiction in games. But I always only ever end up with getting something like that. Yeah, Sid, we want more science fiction and the good stuff, not the what Bika said, the edgy. Yeah, I'm gonna keep my eye on it for you guys, so you don't need to cut yours. I'm gonna let you know if Hellpoint is gonna be interesting for us to look at. If it stays in the state we just saw, it's probably not, or needing another 2 years in development. But since it has a science fiction setting and pretty weird monster things, it might just be interesting. It might just be a bad trailer. But I'm not going to be super optimistic, but I'll keep you posted. Hellpoint is something I stumbled upon and said, okay, might be. And do you want to look at New World, or do you not want to look at New World? Deus Ex was good. Oh, Mankind Divided. Yeah, that was okay. That was okay. New World being the Amazon Games game in development still. You can pre-order it or sell your grandma to them, however you want. They completely changed what they originally planned to do. Closed beta in April. You can pay €50 to be part of that. It's, you know, if you don't want to see it, you better be careful now. Right? Just, yeah, fair warning.
It is an eternal island of legend. A place of unimaginable beauty. And a growing evil. Where the forces of death and life are in constant conflict. For centuries, many have come in search of its power. Only to fall to its corruption. lured by the promise of power and immortality. The darkness will claim you.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
So, of course, Amazon has a crap ton of money to throw at a trailer, but they set out in the beginning to make this a PvP for everyone, massive multiplayer thing where good battles evil. And they decided, my guess is after what happened to the reactions, what happened to Diablo 4, right? When that trailer happened, they decided, and based on feedback from gameplay testers and such, okay, it's gonna have dedicated single player content, and you can do that in co-op as well, and it's opt-in PvP now. Completely different. It's a massive multiplayer game still. And you can take part in what we saw in the end there is gonna hint at massive battles with siege engines and stuff. But they changed, on top of that, they also changed the world, how that's going to happen, because they added more magic and fantasy things. In the beginning, it was more like colonists robbing something that looks a lot like South America. And they didn't get good feedback on that, so they added more magic to make it less provocative, I guess. And they didn't get good reports on it's PvP for everyone. People are like, yeah, I don't want PvP. So then they changed it. And so yes, as with all massive multiplayer games, if the population is like 12,000 people only, it's not going to work out. Now, this is probably not going to be like Fallout. Pika, that's the same for me. I stumbled over it yesterday. It should be a huge thing. It should be a huge thing, but it's not. In Civ 2, the game ended in 2020. End of the world. I mean, there are probably games that pull off player versus player in a nice way. I don't know. I think it's a good call on Amazon Games' side to go for PvE content. So you could probably skip the whole PvP part. Probably. Depends very much on can I get all the stuff I want in PvE, or do I have to go to PvP, some arena fighting to get the high-end gear that's otherwise not available? Other games do that. Most other games do that. If they pull it off, that there is if it's separate in a choice, that would be cool. The setting might be cool as well, because it's fantasy with a twist. It will look good, but that's not enough. Lots of games look good nowadays. No, it's not only true in shooters. PvP happens in lots of games. In some games it's forced, in other games it's optional. And there's no true PvP. True PvP is whatever the hell you enjoy. Let's not go to the black and white. That's not going to work out anyway. Make it about what you enjoy. If you don't enjoy player versus player and role-playing games, and I sure as hell don't, just don't do it. The rest does not really matter. It hasn't been done in a way that interests me anywhere, so that does not say anything. But you said shooters, right? Before we go to Doom Eternal, let's Let's see. That's another game that has evolved a lot. Can I click this? No. There's another game that has evolved a lot, and it's called Lords of Mayhem. Can I look at a trailer here on your page, please? I should allow my ad blocker to not... Yeah, no. Goodbye. Yeah, there are lots of MMOs that force you to PvP. Doom Turnip.
Achieved with CryEngine.
That's the most recent trailer. Gameplay graphics, I think. Yep. Okay, we get it. It's hurting. It's 1 minute too long. I'm gonna stop there. It's 1 minute too long. I'm not a professional video editor, but that's 1 minute too much. Lords of Mayhem, right? It's completely different from what it set out to be when it started. That's not me judging it. It's just saying that I saw it change a lot. And it turned into something that I'm less interested in compared to before. It looks damn impressive. It looks damn impressive. Yes, it has evolved. I still, something I said in the very first version I looked at that was playable and in a state where I could say, okay, this might be a game at some point. And it's still a thing in this trailer now. The sound effects, the metal slashy sound effects, hurt. They are so harsh. I don't know how to put my finger on it, but it sounds like it's, I don't know. it's just something that I realized they kept the specific soundscape of that game is very bladey, edgy, metallic, slashy. I don't know. I can't really describe it. Just interesting thing I just realized. It looks damn impressive, right? CryEngine. It's a good base. They kept, I thought they dropped it, but they kept the resource system at some point where you could have Umbra and Stamina. It was called something else earlier, but it alternates between you using different kinds of abilities, which I think is a cool system. It's rather unique. An alternating stamina pool that has a different side to it, and which allows for very interesting skill combos potentially, but the rest of the gameplay looks very hectic and fast as opposed to when it started out. So they decided to go down a different path, which I think is not a bad thing. Not what I'm saying, but it's different from what I wanted from the game. So I keep my eye on it. It's not something I'll focus on. But yeah, lots of mayhem. It's definitely going to release this year, soon. I think we have a day. I think we've got a day. Let me check. I think we have a day. Yeah, it's you see the number of games? Holy crap. It does not ever stop. I meant to go to the first page though. January 2020. No day. But it's going to be in January. So around the 20th, I think. I'm not sure where I got that day from. In a week. In a few days already. I thought, okay, cool. I thought maybe end of January. There's no day here, but that doesn't... Let's go back to their homepage.
Achieve.
With CryEngine. 30th of January. Okay. So end of the month. Lots of Mayhem will release end of the month. Last Epoch will release end of the year. So that gives us some time to check out if Lords of Mayhem is what we want, or if we want Last Epoch, or Path of Exile 2, which we will check out as well, of course. 24th in early access. All right. Thank you, Arthur, for sharing that. The launch date should be on Steam, yeah. Lost Ark. Lost Ark. The originally only Korean market game. Hey, Deviate Fish, Happy New Year. Welcome aboard. Good to see you. Good to see you. Right, Badger? It has changed quite a bit. And I agree with what Bika said earlier. It looks a lot more like the Lord of the Rings games, where you have this combo-based intense combat. Korean and Russian. Okay. I'm not sure if Grim Dawn is done. The definitive edition is a new thing. They got a huge patch in. Last development stream was in November before the big patch, I think. Oh, there was a hot fix. I didn't look through that. But yeah, they fixed the big patch, so that's good. I don't really know. Definitive edition, game is done. You think? Forgotten Gods. Well, they might just work on something else. They did announce that. Crate is working on something else. Right? I think all we get is the picture and a lot of theories. So they were working on something. I don't know what it is. As far as Grim Dawn goes, it might be that they leave it where it is. They're still going to work on balancing and maybe fine-tuning things. I have no information on that topic. I sure hope so. They mentioned working on a new project, Mikhails, exactly. If they release content updates and expansions for Titan Quest today, they can release stuff for Grim Dawn in years to come. That is absolutely correct. But yeah, I think Poetrix means it in more like a tighter schedule. It's like this year. But you're not wrong. Badger, you think we'll get another one? I mean, look at the map. The map is huge. The map is not in the slightest full of stuff. There's half a world open in Grim Dawn. It's like half the map is open. Then you have to look at it in a different way, Poetrix. You have to, because I'm forcing you to. No, what I mean is, you have one character, and there are so many combinations you could try out. Level 100 is so boring. You don't need that. It's not the level you need. Nah, I'm kidding. Yeah, I know, right? It's like, oh, I've got three characters this week. I've got ideas for 20 more. Crate is working on a city builder game. A city builder, okay, that's quite something different. Maybe it's the prequel to Grim Dawn, and you build the world that is then destroyed in the war against the Ethereals. And then you can integrate Grim Dawn and the City Builder into one universe and make it a VR sports game. It's not going to be a generic city builder. What does that even mean? It's a city builder with a twist. Yeah, I hope they surprise mechanics and battle royale features, of course, will be implemented as soon as PvP is done. And you get your own house and pets. And then we can play Planet Zoo with Grim Dawn pets. A third person Grim Dawn. But we are we not in the third person already? Oh, you mean shoulder camera third person, like Kingdoms of Amalur, more action focused with it's a thing, right? Does it translate? With a controller.
Go!
Bird person, giant bird person. I know what you mean. Yeah, we got isometric view, and a third person action role playing game would be interesting. Yeah, absolutely. So let me just catch up on chat, because you did mention Chris mentioned some games that he was looking forward to. Let me go back a bit. PvP games Mikhails enjoyed were Dark Age of Camelot and EVE Online. EVE Online is definitely a PvP game. I haven't played it myself, but that's what I heard. Yeah, we will have a look at Doom Eternal, but it's a very gruesome, bloody thing, so be warned. Doom Turnip. I think we should call it Doom Turnip. For Honor and Mordhau are PvP. They are fighting games, are they not? I think they are fighting games. Twitch chat is your favorite PvP, but I can turn it off. You can ask me to turn PvP off. And Badger and Chris, we can turn PvP off. It's okay. Damn optimists in Civ 2. 2020 is when the world will will end. Eratus, Lord of the Dead. See, there we go. That's on my list as well. I only show games that are also on my list because I'm that kind of guy. No. It's not on my list here that I've wrote down. Lord of the Dead. See, that's something. Let's have a look at Eratus. I know you mentioned some more games, but let me go bit by bit. It's not really a game, but it's PvP. City builder Kevin Grimdawn. The incursions in Eve are driving you crazy. Did you write fucking pirates, or why did that get turned into symbols? Right. Eratus, Lord of the Dead. Yeah, that's a good call. That's something I might just keep my eye on as well. Eratus, Lord of the Dead. So Daedalic Entertainment released trailer 5 months ago.
I am a mortal, but when this world ends, even I will know oblivion.
Sorry, did you see that? Improve a minion by using a brain? I like that. I should put it on the t-shirt.
Rise, rise, my minions. Become part of the breathless tide. My kingdom comes.
It's a bit too much information.
And so my dark powers return to me. Extinction of life. I can't wait to try this out.
So there was a reason that it said use a brain on your minion to make it better, because you actually use minion parts. Looks rubbish as in execution. Immediate point of me where I get irritated is if I see lots of drag and drop like that. You've got a massive inventory and lots of things to move around and you just drag and drop. And I want to have that on a tablet then. And precise controls on a tablet. And then it's probably not for me on the PC, but the idea is cool. The idea is cool. It's sort of a Frankenstein simulator. So yeah, it might not look like it's able to compete with the likes of similar games in the genre. I'll keep my eye on it. It might turn out to be fun, but not in the way that we probably hope for, as in it's an intense, deep, complex game. It might just be very fun, shorter game that you play in smaller sessions. I can't really. What does that mean? Genre, but it was 95%. Mountain Blade. Mountain Blade, is that still going? See, I'm not sure why, but the whole Mountain Blade series sort of, I saw it pass by. I'm not making a point of showing you the O2 logo here, sorry. So I'm going to take the golden thing. I saw it pass by. I was like, yeah, Mountain Blade. Yeah, there's another Mountain Blade. There's a mod for it. It's modded, multiplayer. What are they doing in Mountain Blade? That's possible? But I never touched it. I never went and grabbed it. I grabbed it for free 3 times, but yeah. 95% chance to hit, but miss 95% of the time? Well, that's not correct. You have a 95% chance to hit, but you miss every time it counts. Early access for Mountain Blade in March. Okay. Interesting. Elden Ring. Ooh. Not on my list, but I heard the name. I need to go back first though. Chris was XCOM RNG. Chris was writing more titles here. But as you can see, and I really enjoy this type of stream. I'm quite surprised. I was super unsure about, is this something that we could do? And I'm very, very grateful that you guys take part in it actively. I think it's a cool thing. Just throw some game names around that we might have missed in case of me and some of the viewers that already happened. It might just be stuff that you are not interested in or end up in not buying or not playing, but it's still something that I love about streaming. And I was very excited and a bit afraid that this would be a pretty disaster, where we just have a lot of hate going through chat and that's it, while looking at ActiBlizzard videos. So I'm making a point of letting you guys put in game names. Wrath. Chris had Wrath. I think it's pretty old school of me to use pen and paper. Metro Exodus. Yeah, I'm going to stream that. You can't run away from it. I will force you to watch. Atomic Heart. What's that? I said that earlier. I want to look at it. Edge of Eternity. Okay, I don't want to miss too many things. And Badger and Chris, if you see anything that viewers put in that I miss, unless it says Kappa or Laughing Out Loud behind or in front of it, you can do the security check. What's Scarlet Blade? I'm afraid I can't Google it. Can't Google it. Am I going to see naked people now? Not the old movie. Massive multiplayer. Released in Asia in 2012. Do we get that in Europe or the rest of the world? Lots of naked ladies. Okay. Just checking. Just checking. So I'm going to catch up with chat in a minute. Mountain Blade can be a lot of fun. Yeah, I might. Google Pong. Yes, Pong. Pong was fun, sort of. Have you ever played Pang? Pang is cool. Pang was remade even. I've got a new version of Pang on the PC. It's harder than the original, I felt. Or I'm getting slow. I'm probably getting slow. Feral Blue. Coffee refill. Oh, I could do with another coffee, but I'm talking so much already. I might just skip. Conglomerate 451. I just looked at it this morning. I'm going to keep looking at it. It looks interesting, right, Podrix? I agree. Conglomerate is something. 4051. Yeah. Mountain Blade 2. I hope I make you all Google Pen. You shoot bouncy balls and they split every time you shoot them until they are very tiny and hard to hit. Oh, Noita is a recent release, isn't it? Bika, I've got another one for you. Just that we have Iratus now. I've got... Give me a second. It's an early access. Ah, okay. I thought it was released already. Did I put it in here? Griftlands. Ever heard of it? Fair warning, if you don't get spoiled, if you don't want to get spoiled for Griftlands, turn off the PC now. Throw it out of the window. Griftlands by Cly Entertainment. That's why I had to move Vernie. Yes. I'm not sure what it will end up to be, but it's definitely something that you should be keeping an eye on. I know that 100%. Cly has a habit of making good games, and them picking up a card-based game with something that looks like a twist on how the game evolves. It's kind of hard to describe. It's the trailer is hinting at so many things that it might be worth watching more content or keep an eye on the release. Griftlands. Oxygen not included, but required. Isn't that done? I think it has been released, hasn't it? I think it has been released. Don't starve together. Damn you. So, Hellpoint, probably not. Iron Danger, very probably yes for me. Last Epoch, I'm very sure that I will enjoy it end of 2020. City Builder by Crate Entertainment, I don't know. I'm speechless. We will see. Chris had another Atomic Heart. Atomic Heart in engine cinematic. But it's an IGN one. I want the original. Not in Russian because I can't understand it. Do they have it? No, they don't. It's just one list with PC game releases in 2020 and it's already missing a game. It says official. Do they link to the... No, they don't. Ah, there you go. I didn't see that. I'm sorry. Atomic Heart. Official trailer English. Oh, I remember that. Yeah, let's look at that. So we're going to look at the official gameplay trailer in English for Atomic Heart. If you don't want to get a spoiler, yeah, it might come out later. Exactly. But here you go. I know about this. You're from Poland. For you, it's a really familiar setting and music. Yeah. Fallout, Bioshock had a baby, and then something Lovecraftian happened with a bit of Slavic. Can I say that, or is that wrong? Style to it. Yeah, Bika, you and me both. And as you can see, more people in chat were interested or had some idea of that. There was this Atomic Heart thing, this weird Russian, ish thing. There's an E3 gameplay trailer. Okay, I'm not going to stream that. You can look at that for yourself. But Arthur, thank you so much for sharing that information. So keep an eye on that game. And thank you again, Chris, for mentioning it. I might have forgotten about it otherwise. It's probably not going to come out this year. We don't know. But that is definitely onto the wish list it goes. See? And it was already a good idea to come here and check out all the weird games that we're talking about. Love it. I love it. It's really cool. Diluvion is not a bad game. I played it, I streamed it, it didn't stick. I don't really know why, but Diluvion was, I don't know, something was missing. It was not gripping. I like the submarine feeling. I like the controls after I understood how they work. Yeah, so Diluvion is another game that was very unique, but you say forgettable, I say it didn't stick. It's probably the same thing. It didn't get me by the unmentionables. Not sure why. Pile of shame for me. Like good games that I don't play. Pile of shame. Good games that I probably will never play. Backlog. No, but Atomic Heart, definitely something to keep your eye on if the style is something for you. I think not only the music, but also how they put together the game elements and the game world is super cool. That's how you do fresh. You pick something and you don't need to make it silly, but you need to make it interesting. Silly is one way of doing that. But looking at that Atomic Heart trailer puts everything else to shame, especially Prey. I don't want to say that Prey is a bad game, but Prey missed its mark. They had the chance to make it something special, and they didn't. They made it interesting, but they didn't make it special, and it should have been special. From my point of view. Just, that's where my head goes with Atomic Heart. Oh, that's how Prey could have been. Not the same. Prey doesn't have to be, you know, silly in space, but I'm going to remember Atomic Heart, hopefully. So, Edge, Elden Ring, Badger mentioned Elden Ring. Fake bosses. See? It's already starting with the Bandai Namco. And let's go for the official channel. From Software. Ah, yeah, okay. I know where this comes from now. Just had to point the compass at it. And on drugs, yes. I don't want to know that. Stupid name dropping. Bad captain.
I doubt you could even imagine it. That which commanded the stars, giving life its fullest brilliance. The Elden Ring. Oh, Elden Ring. Shattered by someone or something. Don't tell me you don't see it. Look up at the sky. It burns.
That's a name-dropping trailer. I'm not a fan. I understand that they talk to their established audience, and that's clever. From a marketing point of view, I can absolutely understand it. But yeah, it's a cool trailer. But if they would have put all the names in the credits, I would have been less put off by it. And this way, it's like this has been made by God and his best friend. It's like, is that really the first thing you want me to know about your new game? Why? Why? So, yes and no. I don't have a clue what's coming. Do we get? I want to know more. I mean, I want to know more because the style of the trailer, looks cool. A breakdown, no. Announcement. That's the same thing we just watched, I think. A trailer about the trailer about the trailer about the trailer. Gameplay. Post-conference. Extra life. No, thanks. From the creators of My Breakfast and the Next Coffee Cup. So they've got their Jump Force. One Punch Man. We talked about that in chat. Now I know what One Punch Man is. Cool. Oh, they do a lot of stuff. Okay, so I'm not yet able to find out more. I'm going to look at that again as soon as it becomes more valuable in terms of information. One Punch Man is awesome. From the creative minds behind the System Shock Thief Underworld series. Guess the game, I guess if it bombed horribly. Thief was great. System Shock was more amazing. Yeah, of course it's like movie trailers, because movies and games are they have already had their fusion. Quantum Break. What else? Quantum Break's the first one. Detroit Become Human. Biomutant. Oh boy. Yeah, I've got Biomutant on my list. I tried to find information. I failed. They had a playable game last year. Or in 2018 already. So something happened that pushed the game back or canceled it, but we don't know yet. As soon as there's anything about Biomutant, you let me know, I let you know. All right, that's the deal, because I want Biomutant to happen. Do we want? We want to look at the trailer because it's awesome. Biomutant. I'm sold. I want this. Give me video controls. Ah. The poor guy, right? Oh man. With a twist. So, yes, Biomutant. We want it. We want it. There was a playable... there's a game. It's not that it doesn't exist. There is a game, but... it's awfully quiet around Biomutant, so we will have to be patient and see if it happens soon or late. I really hope it does happen. Who's still waiting for Routine? Deviant Fish. Routine. No, not the album, the game. 2017 horror. That's the one. Terrifying. Oh boy, I'm scared. Who's developing it? Lunar Soft? I'm afraid that looks not good. It happens, right? Oh man, that is if something like that happens, that is really sad. So I'm not gonna play the trailer now since it seems to be not alive. Shadow Warrior with a little furry fighter. Yeah, it's a bit different from Shadow Warrior. Hey Dutch Fox, Happy New Year. Good to see you. Ahoy, welcome. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2020, where we want furry fighters instead of bad ninjas with bad jokes. No, don't dump on the Wang, right? Yeah, I really hope Biomutant is going to happen. They could change it. They could change it. The main character to a badger. Absolutely, why not? Why not? Shroud of the Avatar. A samurai badger game. I found a game that has a badger. What was that called? The Year of the Future. It is. Like Sid pointed out earlier, that's when Civ 2 ended. Civilization 2 ended in 2020. Uh-oh. The Badger's mainstream game would be the Badger Samurai. Yeah, okay. Who do we call? What was the guy's name there in that trailer? Elden Ring. Call it Badger Ring. It's going to be better. Waking up the furries? You mean the secretly intelligent people with animal spirits in them? All the badgering? What? All right, let's see. We had. Oh, let's do one more weird. Let's do one more weird. Stay with me here. Journey to the Savage Planet. I don't want to see the whole game. Thank you very much. Where is the official? Did I miss the developer again? Insights, preview, what you need at the end of the game. Meteorite Games. What's that? No. I want the officials, they have this check mark, don't they? But who's developing it? January 28th. What's your official YouTube? Aha! Give us more information about yourselves. Hey Blue Sky, welcome, Happy New Year. Typhoon Games. 505 Games. Ah. Scripture, Happy New Year to you as well. Welcome guys, welcome. Good to have you aboard. Welcome to 2020, where we look at Savage Planet. Spoiler warning. Okay. Farting joke. I'm okay with that. Yes, it is. What the hell? Okay, that looks fun. That looks like it could be fun, but we have to be aware. Yeah, it looks like great fun. It has sport creatures, looks a bit like No Man's Sky, but what is it exactly? Deviate Fish, that is the question, right? That is the question. The presentation. You look at the homepage, you look at the trailer, there's a funny guy doing a trailer thing, where there's fourth wall breaking involved. You can get it on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. You journey to the Savage Planet. That's an upbeat co-op adventure set in a bright and colorful alien world filled with weird and wonderful creatures that you sometimes explode. I'll add that here. As an employee of Kindred Aerospace, which sounds a bit like its Outer Worlds, which proudly touts its rating as the 4th best interstellar exploration company, you are dropped onto an uncharted planet deep in a fictitious? That's a word?
Fictitious.
Fictitious. So the last I is silent.
Fictitious.
I said fictitious.
Fictitious.
Okay. In German, no, let's not go into that. Launched with high hopes but little equipment and no real plan, your job is to explore, catalog, determine if this planet is fit for human habitation. Good luck and mind the goo. Co-op. Wrong world, okay. So I think you nailed it already, dear chat. Looks a bit like No Man's Sky with spore creatures and farting jokes. With I absolutely prove the farting jokes and the whatever space chicken. It seems to have a very light-hearted approach to it. I think that's a good call, but let's use the internet. 5 of 5 games. Control, Don't Starve, Death Stranding, Battle Ages, Assetto Corsa, Objects in Space, Indivisible, Human Fall Flat, No Man's Sky, Portal Knight, Stardew Valley, Terraria. So 5 of 5 games. They've got a quite the impressive catalogue. It's a bit larger, actually. Zumba, burn it up. So also some let's say sidelines, right? Games that are not really mainstream. Am I right? The Naughty Bear. That's scary. Indivisible is something that I looked at. Underworld Ascendant was not a huge success. Defense Grid 2 was, for me. Stardew Valley is a huge success. So they know the funny and cute, and they know the not mainstream stuff. Portal? You can make music in No Man's Sky. What? They made Portal? They published Portal? Okay. So 5 of 5 games. What I read is that someone who's on the Far Cry team is working on it. And that scares the crap out of me. As much as the very Far Cry-ish America thing in Wasteland 3 scared the crap out of me. With a pseudo-religious leader sitting on a throne with an American flag, and I was like, oh no, don't do Far Cry 5 again. Please. Yeah, they publish them. They are a publisher. I was just checking their catalog. So if you look at a publisher's catalog, you see where they throw their money, right? All of it. Take it. Or what kind of risk they are willing to take. Maybe they bought it? Nevertheless, Savage Planet might be something fun. That's that's being the point here, I think. Wrath? Yeah, that's how you write that. Typing with my feet again. Wrath? I need a bathroom break. I just realized that. I'll be right back. And then we look at Wrath and Edge of... I wrote it down, Chris. I didn't forget. Edge of Eternity. I'll be back in a bit. Just a minute.
Sturdy and so stout. When the day is done, when it's time for fun, we'll drink and sing and shout. You weak-livered milk drinkers can let your throats run dry, 'cause it's just one drink that we will sink until the day we die. Drinking mead in the halls of Whiterun, the maidens and the men. We swig our brew until we spew, then we fill our mugs again. You can keep your filthy skooma, it makes our bellies bleed. 'Cause when we raise our flagon to another dead dragon, there is just one drink we need, Nordmead. Nordmead. Chug another mead and another mother mead, chug another mother mead till you fall down. Chug another mead and another mother mead, chug another mother mead. After the long hard days of hunting and of war, our throats are tired and thirsty and our bodies drenched in gore. But we won't waste our evenings feeling tired and feeling spent. We perk right up when we breathe in that wholesome honey scent. That's iridyllic brandy, too fruity for these tongues. You can keep your fancy out to wine, it tastes like Harker dung. Balmora Blue tastes great to you, but here we like it plain. Just fill my mug with a mighty jug of honey, heart and grey. Drinking mead in the halls of Whiterun, the maidens and the men. We swig our brew until we spew, then we fill our mugs again. You can keep your filthy skooma, it makes our bellies bleed. 'Cause when we raise our flagon to another dead dragon, there is just one drink we need, Nordmead. 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 Another mother mead, another mother mead till you fall down. Nordmead. Another mother mead, another mother mead, warrior.
Super awesome song. Welcome back. What? It's super awesome. It's the... Oh, sorry about that. It's super awesome. It's the Nordmead song. Thank you for waiting. Thank you for waiting. Yeah, Frank by FaceTime has to wait for a bit. So, Wrath. Chris mentioned it earlier. It plays every 3 minutes in another channel. I can understand. Every 3 minutes is overdoing it a bit, maybe. Wrath. Eon of Ruin? No. What the hell? Chris, is this just called Wrath? Wrath of Titans. How in the end scene they ruined this and that. Let's see, maybe if Chris is back later we can ask him. Eon of Ruin, probably that one, right? Is it a 3D Realms one? Ah, pre-alpha. Don't they have anything? A month ago. A month ago. It's Boomer approved. What? Is that a YouTube thing? Wrath, Eon of Ruin. Okay. Wait. Quick Doom. Heretic. Blah. Damn. Wolf Soul, I agree. Jumping on my seat. At 3D Realms, 1C Entertainment. Yes, it's weird, but it's also a natural process because the good stuff survives. And suddenly, apparently, Deviate Fish, apparently, I'm not sure if they have been up to anything else much lately. Ghost Runner. Ion Fury. Iron Maiden. They've been busy. I haven't played Ion Fury. I have played Iron Maiden. No, the other way around. I confused the games. It doesn't matter. It was buggy and fun. It turns out people want shooters without regenerating shields. Yes. Yeah, the Ion Fury Iron Maiden was arguably not the most successful thing they ever did. Yeah, Iron Maiden wanted to sue them though. Fear of the Iron Maiden, not Fear of the Dark. It's Fear of the Iron Maiden. I have the constant feeling that some license is hanging over me. There's Project Warlock, which I enjoyed a lot. It's not something that I can stream because it makes me feel queasy after an hour. It's probably harder on on viewers. It's so fast and the colors. It's cool. I like it. I really liked it. Is Dusk a similar thing? Yeah, Dusk is a similar thing. I'm sorry. I did talk a lot. Yeah, same in Warlock. The final review. Thank you. Go away. The best, the best first-person shooter that doesn't look like it. That's the translation here. It's a German games magazine that I frequently look at. I do get the soundtrack. Beneath Dusk. What Dusk is really all about. From Dusk Till Dawn. Okay. So, Dusk official. Gameplay trailer. Blood Interactive.
You finally arrived.
Are we in the right thing? Well, it doesn't need to be new. I just discovered it myself. That's the one, right? The new blood?
You finally arrived.
Yeah, that has blood in it. And quake. Even the sound. And some serious shredding. Nice trailer. What the hell is that? It's time. From dust to gore. Scripted. Perfect. Okay, that's Dusk. Right. Yeah, that's not a new title, Wolfsoul, you mentioned that. But you can see that's when it started. You are indeed worthy. No regenerating shields. Ooh. Right. This one was, from the looks of it, not as much up my alley. I'm too old for this shit. Yeah, I mean, it's not that all of them automatically work. Everything that is retro or trying to be retro or actually really feels like it is from when we were a bit younger, and I still had hair on my head. Yeah. From dust to gore, man, that was a good line. That's money. There's money in that line. Yeah. Yes, I'm pretty sure I had hair then. And I know I'm not feeling older than Gilgore. I don't feel old much. I just feel like I'm not as fast as I used to be. You know, it's one of these days when getting up gets hard. It's not that bad. I usually don't feel old, but if you see those games, and they are exactly, they put you in the frame of mind from back then. It's like time traveling. It's been. Then I realized, okay, it's like this shiny place on top. It's just, it doesn't make you old. Shotgun twirly reload. Oh, awesome. Okay, so that was an interesting from Wrath to Dusk and back to Wrath. I think Wrath looks more like it might be enjoyable for me, and then you can go into the what Doom is really about videos of some YouTube personality. Definitely interesting. So we covered those. Did I miss anyone's games? I did invite you to share what games you are looking for this year. And I hope I just didn't skip any of you guys mentioning one. Syndicate from Bullfrog, but that's already out. Vigor. What's that all about? How do I... DayZ for console. Console, that's not what... Vigor official. Vigor. Ha! That's wishful thinking. Free to play loot and shoot. Is that it? They should probably
Peggy
not announce
16.
it. Not announce it like that. Vigor? Okay, so Vigor. It's a pretty recent, 4 months ago. So Deviate Fish, this might be new stuff.
Welcome to post-war Norway, Outlander. Humanity has fallen. This land is our last hope. Will you be able to endure? Rugged terrain, biting cold, harsh weather, and deadly radiation await. Someone can feel lost and desperate, but I will guide you.
Outlander, a radioactive dust storm is incoming. Follow my instructions.
With some courage, you will rise once again. Build your shelter, loot resources, gather powerful weapons. But first, you must know the rules. Each time you enter an encounter, beware of other Outlanders. You can never be sure of how many remain in the area.
Oh. And I'm out.
Their needs are the same as yours. Find loot, gather resources, and get out alive.
It does. I love the setting.
But you can gain an advantage. Discover hidden stashes, breach barred houses, or take a shot at claiming the best loot by taking your chances with the airdrop. But be warned, these are hotspots for gunfights.
Aww, that's a pity.
And if you die, you'll lose all the equipment you have on you. These Outlands offer many resources for those bold enough to claim them, and how you do so is entirely up to you. Will you shoot your way out, become a real threat, and risk it all?
Okay, I'm not gonna play the last minute of it. We did get the information we wanted. It's not like I envy people who get a lot more games from the genre they enjoy, but after dropping out of Gen 0 with AI glitches working their way into my brain, making me not enjoy it anymore. This would have worked without robots even in the survival thing. I made a list of words or abbreviations. What I want more in 2020. Space / science fiction, survival, Path of Exile, racing, and Elder Scrolls Online. That's just me. But that trailer in the beginning hit the survival button hard. And then it added something that I don't enjoy. I'm very happy for people who enjoy the Battle Royale Last Man Standing. I hate the Battle Royale word. The Last Man Standing gameplay, it is super exciting. And if you're into that kind of gameplay, that is a cool game. That is a cool game. But for me, I'm a bit sad because that's not what I enjoy. Oh, Beyond Good and Evil 2. That's a good one. Beyond Good and Evil 2 is a good one. Oh, we get all the nice things. We just gotta find them. Master Chief Collection. That Master Chief Collection for PC means we can play all the Halo stuff on PC now, right? Yeah, Battle Royale is a cool movie. It's super weird, but it's a cool movie. And it does not have much to do with... They should have called it Last Man Standing, but they probably... The Last of Them Standing would have been the only way to do it, and that doesn't work as a title. So they had to find something else. But Last Man Standing is basically what happens. Yeah, Battle Royale. What does it mean? I don't know. But it's Battle Royale. Okay. It's not my thing. I'm not into that. So let's not dump on anything. Not even... Battlegrounds. That's cool. Yeah, why not, right? Battlegrounds. Battlegrounds 0. Battlegrounds Norway. That would work. Beyond Good and Evil 2. Oops, that's the wrong button. You don't need to see that. Captain's Secret Stash. Beyond? Oh, that is gonna be... Meteorite Games, Entertainment Access, Ubisoft, North America, gameplay update augments. That's too much. I want presentation, please. 7 minute. That's not a trailer. That's a movie. You. Last Man Standing with Bruce Willis. Oh yeah, this one works. How much gore and chopped off heads did we watch today? No, that's the newest trailer now, unofficially, by Entertainment Access. Not fit for driving.
Cook, do you hear me?
Roger, Uma.
Half the crew is dead drunk in my sick bay after eating your miraculous space chili. Any thoughts?
Well, I have no idea what you mean. Our food is healthy, invigorating.
Captain to crew, dead monkey in the crow's nest. I repeat, monkey down. Else space chili strikes again.
Copy that, Captain. Hey, Paige, bet we could use your space chili to overclock our engines.
What's the Scotsman doing in space?
Only you can melt my circuits.
Keep laughing, fools. The key ingredient to good cooking is love.
What? Engineering to officers, we are dead in the water. I repeat.
Main engines are cursed. Nox, come in. What have we got on the scanners?
Jack shit. Nada. Hey, wait. I see something. 3 o'clock starboard. It's massive. Get back here, Sonny. Pull off! Nobody expects the Spanish.
Lock down the bay column. Give me auxiliary engines. Deploy shields and bring our bow now! Brace yourselves! Gods protect us.
Oh, that is so badass. Love it. Toasters. Beyond Good and Evil 2. That is quite the transformation. We don't want to see all of it. Wow. That's the kind of weird science fiction that I could get behind. It might help to play the first, but it might not be necessary. Ancestors, yes. Very, very interesting game, I think. So, Deviate Fish, thanks for mentioning Beyond Good and Evil 2. That is there a release date for it? Yeah, probably. But with that much of a time gap in between, can you blame him? I don't think so. Most famous Got Talent magic tricks finally revealed, because I was thinking about that all day while I was on the toilet. June 5th. Cool. Cool. June 5th. Beyond Good and Evil. Okay, we got one more that I remember we talked about. It's one that you mentioned, Poetrix. Conglomerate. Let's see if we can get some. Gameplay. Let's see, official. Reveal trailer. Gin Fizz. How do you guys do that? If you want to find a video by the developers, do you go straight to Steam to get official footage? Because that is all just YouTube. You use this? Maybe there's a channel for it. Leisure Suit Larry, Wet Dreams Don't Die. That is seriously a thing? Ah, here we go. It's Leisure Suit Larry. It's gonna be beyond silly. King's Bounty 2. Well, we could look at that as well. I could. I did play Ancestors for a bit. That's also an interesting game that I'm not going to stream. Very, very cool idea, but it's not enough to be streamed. But we wanted Conglomerate. Popular uploads. So Conglomerate is under the radar, even on their own, on their publisher. Interesting that we do return to this, to the 1C company. There you go. Bold choice of music. the world. Boobs, hack the world. So, early access, right? Very early access. What I think it could be, it's a dungeon crawler grid-based thing, as you could probably make out by the map counting steps and the map building in the lower right corner. What it could be, if you ever played Shadowrun, this could be your group of runners that you lead through a run turn-based, grid-based even. Turn-based, grid-based Shadowrun game. That can't be called Shadowrun because that license is taken. It could be very, very not cool. But it has a chance. So that's the reason why I keep my eyes on it. It could be that it gives me my cyberpunk fix that I will not get from Cyberpunk 2077. 77? What? 2077? I don't even know which number. 2077. Okay. How much cyberpunk can we take? You can never have enough cyberpunk. LSL. What's LSL? Leisure Suit Larry. Oh yeah, right. Oh, cool. Okay, that was something I wanted to look at as well, Poetrix. So I'm glad that you mentioned it. Conglomerate is obviously not a mainstream game, but it just might have a chance. Be interesting enough if you are into cyberpunk things. That sounds kinky somehow. I've got one more. Just last chance for you guys to put one in the chat that you are very excited about in 2020. A game that's coming out this year or soon. Skull and Bones and Starfield still. Skull and Bones and Starfield. I think Skull and Bones was in early access for quite a bit already, wasn't it? Let's see, 2019, not 2000. Elder Scrolls. I've got the new what's the new thing called? Yeah, that's the new one. Okay, I wanted to show that. Fight for Tamriel! Oops. They do it on purpose with the Khajiit. Explore the black heart of Skyrim. It was in German, but yeah. Khajiit like to sneak. So, the Elder Scrolls Online is such a huge game, so full of things that I absolutely love playing and exploring, and I just can't find the time. Unless I make it my main game on stream. I'll drop in and out on occasion, just, you know, to chill a bit with you guys. But yeah, it's not for everyone. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Eitr. I'm not sure if it's pronounced like that. It's definitely if you know German, it's a weird word. A weird word. The last spell. Okay. I'm going to make a list of the things that you mentioned. Ether. 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 Is it Norse? Or Old Norse? Yes. Because you know how troubled I am by that affliction, right? We need to the anonymous Hortus Anonymous. Let's make it a weekly thing. No, but seriously, guys, I need to find a point to stop looking at the games, which is right now. I'm writing down all the ones you mentioned, so we can look at those the next time we do this. And now that since today's the first time I did something like just chatting, like, you know, like this, every 3 months or bi-monthly. I think monthly is too much. I don't want to do it every month, but every 2 or every 3 months. Would you be opposed to that? Like, massively. Nobody shouted stop or shut up, so I think I'm good. It was a lot of fun. And it was super interesting. Once per quarter, right? Yeah, something like that. I'm gonna discuss it a bit with you guys on the Discord, and I'm gonna sleep on it, but I absolutely massively enjoyed today's stream. Talking about games, looking at some trailers, flinging some genre abbreviations around, and generally just keep in touch with what we enjoy in games and what we do not enjoy, right? I did push the Battle Royale. It was like kind of a sad moment. I'm glad to hear it. And just, I make it super short. I'm going to adjust my newish schedule a bit. Starting today. Starting tomorrow. How could I ruin that? Not today, sorry. Today was off schedule. Starting tomorrow. Guest stars and giveaways. I can give away more words. 10 p.m. is gonna 10 a.m. Sorry, 10 a.m. starts. That's gonna stick. A 3-hour stream in the morning, on weekdays and Saturday. That's gonna stay. I'm gonna start 1 hour later in the evening, so it's gonna be 6 p.m. until 11 or midnight, roughly. Probably more like 11 because midnight is already late-ish. No streams on Mondays and Tuesdays, but late streams on Sundays. That's the change. So instead of 5 p.m., 6 p.m. And instead of Tuesdays, early and late. We get Sunday late. I need more office time, and that's going to happen Monday, Tuesday. But Sunday evenings. You can stream Mondays again. That's no problem. You can always do that. Mondays and Tuesdays are off. So that's the change to the schedule that I have to make. It's a minor change. And then again, it's not. But that's basically the time frame for the future. Apart from that, not much has changed. We're gonna have Grim Dawn on Fridays, Titan Quest on Saturdays, games from the backlog on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and on Sunday it's called Captain's Choice for a reason. I do whatever the hell I want. Okay, I'm glad you enjoyed it. The Chaos and all you guys. Once a month. I'm not sure if I can pull it off once a month. It needs preparation. I didn't do too much preparation today. It probably showed. Doesn't matter. It was fun anyway. And you guys obviously are part of it. So you need to prepare for it. I'm going to post it on the Discord. Start working. No, I'm kidding. Obviously. The new schedule. You like it better. That's cool. I have to change it if you like it or not. But that's how it's going to stay for the time being. And last thing. No, that was it. I'm going to see if I can pull it off monthly. Middle of the month, probably. Something like that. Or bi-monthly, which means every other month. It depends a bit on how much time I can put into it, and if it's still, we'll see. We'll try. So I'll let you know when the next Just Talking Games happens, because I don't like to call it just chatting, but Just Talking Games is not a category on Twitch. So here we are, looking at my beautiful desktop background. And with that, again, a happy new year, a happy 2020. Stay awesome. Enjoy games. Imagine this is a hammer. I'm going to do that once a month, hammering it into your hands. Enjoy the games. This was Enjoy the Games 2020 with Captain Nemo. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. Thanks for watching. And I'll be back later tonight. That's why I have to go, because I need food. And I'm going to be back 6 p.m. with some streaming. Right? We're gonna talk about the raffle, the backlog, and when the hell are we going to play all those games. So do come back if you got time later tonight, 6 p.m. And you can always check the schedule, and I'll announce games everywhere, on Twitter, on Discord, even on this homepage. And if in doubt, you can follow. That's easy. Thank you so much, and see you soon. This is Captain Nemo signing off. Take care. Ahoy.
Ocean, we tear along the gales, with rum inside our bellies, warm and freedom in our sails. A wayward bunch of scoundrels, assassins, thieves and slaves. The rich and blue bloods fear us when we hunt upon the waves. And when you see it coming, that flag of baleful black, no point in turning tail, there's no escaping our attack. Yo ho, yo ho, we roll beneath the black flag, a rollicking we go, we own the sea and sky. Yo ho, we roll beneath the black flag, a